Hey, Mr. Alien Freak here, and just continuing what I was saying before. Now, what we just did was take out your CPU cooling unit. Now, as soon as I can find it, I'll show you what we're gonna do. Got it. Here we go. Here, this is the part that usually gets super dirty here. Okay, you got your fan right here. And you should be able to see right through that, just like mine. You should be able to see my face. Kinda, sorta. Straight through it. But most of the time, these things get so plugged up in here that it looks like this. That it looks like this when you look into it. Want it to look like that. So you're just gonna want to clean all them out. And most of the time, there's a way to remove the fan from it. But mine won't come off. It's connected straight to it, so I mean, sorry I can't show you how to do that, but I can't, so sorry. But another thing you want to look for is, it's called thermal grease on here. That shouldn't be running off the sides, but you do not want to wipe this off, okay? Unless, let me find it, you get a tube of this, okay? It is called Arctic, oh, it's Arctic Silver, alright? Arctic Silver. Or any type of thermal grease. I really do not recommend silicone based. You kind of want to get stuff that has real silver in it. It conducts heat better. Basically what this stuff does is transfers heat from your CPU, which I will show you in a second, which touches this, into this, and then out through the fan into the computer, and then through this fan and the computer into the other fan and out. So that's basically this. Now, you do not want to complete apply it to here. I'll show you what you want to do here in a second. Set that off. After you clean this, if you do want to go out, you can buy a tube of Arctic Silver, or I mean any brand will work. Just, I got this at like Radio Shack or something for like 10 bucks. It's not cheap stuff for this little baby tube, but I mean you really don't need much. Alright, well, here, I will show you. Right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. But right here is your CPU. Now, you can, if you're going to apply new thermal grease and stuff, open this up and very gently pull this out. Okay. Ooh. Here is your CPU. Graphics card, all that. But as you can see, thermal grease not very good on it. But you want this thermal grease here not to be showing any silver at all. You want it to be all gray, or I guess it's all gray, maybe white, whatever color thermal grease you get, but they want it to be completely coated in it. Now, I'm going to, if I can find my thermal grease, put a little bit more on here because I had applied it, but not enough obviously, so I will be doing that now. Here is my thermal grease, and I'm not going to do this the right way because I don't have a card, and usually they come with cards, maybe credit cards or old gift cards or whatever, but I'll show you the wrong way to do it. Alright, the wrong way. basically what you want to do is just make a thin little line of it across it here, and just make enough, and then you're supposed to take a card and just put it in there, but I'm just gonna rub it on there with my fingers. FYI, bad idea. Damn. I will make another video of how to do this crap. Alright, so just bear with me here. I'm just doing this just to make my computer, obviously. And I'll probably make another video, but there's also about 50,000 of them on YouTube on how to apply thermal grease correctly, so you could also look that one up if you'd like. Alright, well, you're going to want to make this as even a coat as possible. Make sure the whole thing's covered. Alright, well, anywho, that's what it looks like now. There's no silver showing. Okay, so now what you're going to want to do is make sure you put this in correctly. There are little notches on it right there. Right there. And right there. You're going to want to line those up correctly. Oh my god. Just to tell you, laptops, not the best thing to record YouTube videos with. Get a camera, like I need to do. Okay, remember notches. Notches. Be very careful not to bend any pins in here. God. Alright. Make sure it's laid in there right. Lock her down. Alright, now the next thing you want to do is pull this off, okay? Most of them only have two hooks, here and here. This one happens to have 4. At least any of them that I've seen only had 2. Be careful that you don't knock anything off or break anything. But this is going to have thermal grease on it too. Now that should be cleaned and be totally have good thermal grease on it. Looks like mine pretty much does. I just applied this stuff like a year ago on there, so shouldn't be too bad. But all you really want on there is just a thin little coat that is even and spread correctly. And then once you know that that's got good thermal on it, if you would like, I'm not going to show you how to take out the motherboard because I really don't want to see people damaging their computers here, but I can show you what it looks like with no wires connected into it. Okay, there's your motherboard. It's got your screws, which I'm missing one here, but shh, don't tell. I got this, and you got all your hookups, your RAM things, and everything. So, anywho, once I did that, you're just gonna want to put this back on. Alright, let's not break that. Make sure you set her right, which I didn't do again. Be careful not to smear your new thermal grease if you applied new thermal grease, but even so, be careful not to smear it too much. But that ought to be good. Next thing you want to put back down after it is cleaned, once again after it is cleaned and everything, would be this. And you're going to want to make sure that your wire is facing the point where you plug it in at. Like if I were to put it this way, that would make no sense because I plug it in, I can't see, right there. Okay, so you just want to put the wire facing that way. Make sure it's in the right spot and screw it back down. I'll be back to you here in about 35 seconds or so. Erg. We might run out of time here. And by the way, it's 2:30 in the morning. I got bored. This thing is a pain in my butt. Screw the down, prick. And you are going to want to make sure that this thing goes in pretty snug, because, I mean, don't over tighten it obviously, but make sure it goes in there nice and snug. Because this is where heat transfers out of it, so you do not want this thing overheating, because that could be the end of your computer, and that's the point of keeping a good clean computer on the system, hard drives and everything. And which you should refer back to my other video, I forget the name of it, but helps keep your computer clean, running fast and everything. So, but yeah, you also want to keep it clean on the inside, and we're probably gonna run out of time here, so like I said, I'll be back. Well, we still got like a minute left or something like that, so I'll just let the time run out because I want to get this done. Snug it all up, and there you go. Got a nice clean fan on the inside, and then you're just gonna want to plug this back in. And carefully, so you don't bend any pins in there, because if you bend pins, that means you won't have a fan unless you can bend them back and not break them in the process, because they are very thin and they will break very easily because they are aluminum or something like that. But even if they aren't aluminum, they break very easily. And I guess I'm just going to stop this video here, and I'll start up a new one. Come back. I think this is part 2. Come back for part 3.